Welcome back to the Green Beans Go channel. It's your host, me. And today we are going to be talking about the NFC North. We're going to look at depth charts, win totals, and some season-long props I have my eye on. If you like the content and want to be in the know for more NFL content to come as the season approaches, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and help me grow my channel, please. Let's get into the video. The NFC North features these four teams, and we have seen the Packers be mostly dominant in the last decade. At least they're always in contention to win, and I think this is the first year in a long time we see that change drastically. But before we get into that, let's look at some depth charts here. Couple of running back moves from both of these teams. The Vikings let Dalvin Cook walk and are going with Alexander Mattison, who they were happy with last year. I think that it's a fine move, and I think he will be able to produce. They draft Jordan Addison this year in the draft, and they expect him to pick up the role that Thielen had and potentially be even more explosive in the passing offense. Looking down here at the Bears get rid of David Montgomery, and they add Deontay Foreman from the Panthers. Khalil Herbert is listed as the 2 here. I don't know what they're going to do by the time the season starts. I would not be surprised if Khalil Herbert is the guy in Chicago this year, at least to start the season. They pick up DJ Moore, a fantastic threat in the passing offense, and they keep Mooney and Claypool as well at receiver. Cole Kmet came on at the end of last season, and I expect him to play a big role in this offense. And don't sleep on Robert Tonyan. Comes over from the Packers, and he produced with Aaron Rodgers. Let's see if he can do the same thing with Justin Fields. Looking at the Packers, we see the biggest change we've seen in years, and that is no more Aaron Rodgers. They are going with Jordan Love. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon still are at running back. Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and Jaden Reed at the receiver position. I am not sold on those receivers. I know that, people are expecting Watson to do big things. I don't know if my expectations are that high for any of these guys this season. Tight end position, obviously they let Tonyan go, so they are rolling with Luke Musgrave and Josiah DeGora. Moving down here to the Lions, Jared Goff remains the starting QB. Jahmyr Gibbs was taken in the draft from Alabama, and they actually pick up David Montgomery from the Bears from free agency. Amon-Ra St. Brown returns at receiver. Jamison Williams will play after 6 games. He's serving a suspension for gambling. Marvin Jones Jr. comes back. And Brock Wright is listed again as the starter here. I cannot see that fully. I think Sam Laporta will be the guy when the season begins. Taking a look here at the win totals, I'm a little optimistic on the Vikings. I know a lot of people are not, but I think the Vikings have a solid chance to win double-digit games this year. Their over-under is listed at 8.5, and I think they can go over that 8.5 total with the offense they have. I think their defense will be improved from last season as well. Lions I have winning 9 games. Bears as well, 9 games. The Bears only won 3 games last year, which came as a shock. I think they were in a lot more games than ended up winning, but I do think they turned the tide a little bit and end up getting to about that 500 mark. And finally, the Packers. I do not see a route for the Packers to win very many games this year. I think they will struggle mightily in Love's first year as the starter. I know I may be in the minority there, but I am not a believer in the green up north. As far as looking at some bets to place, I realize that I'm at 11 and the line's at 8.5, so normally we would hit that. I'm still a little cautious because of all the naysayers out there, and I'm not actually going to go ahead and put any money on this over 8.5. Their schedule is tough, and I think that could come to bite them. They won a lot of games by single digits last year. My prediction is this, but my confidence is not as high as it is in some other regions. So we will go ahead and skip the bet here. I predict 9, 9.5. We're going to skip that. 9, 7.5. I would take the over, but I'm skipping that. However, Packers I have going 3-14. Under 7.5 is plus money. I think if the Packers win every game they are supposed to, every game they're favorites in, that would be 6 to 7 games, and that's still under their win total. Obviously, they're going to win some that they shouldn't win or that they're underdogs in. But ultimately, I think that under 7.5 is a great bet for a team that's in a tough division and plays a tough overall schedule. Taking a look at some season-long specials, the Bears to score a touchdown in every regular season game this year is listed at plus 185. Now, last year I mentioned the Bears won 3 games, and they scored a touchdown in 16 of the 17 games. So, to me, okay, we are expecting a much more potent offense, much more dynamic at the running back position. They've added some receiving threats. Justin Fields has another year under his belt. I believe that this bet at plus 185 is a fantastic opportunity. Looking now at the Vikings, I like a plus 750 bet for the Vikings to have a passing touchdown in every regular season game. Last year, 16 out of 17 games, they had a passing touchdown. I just think that the weapons they have on offense are fantastic. If their defense does struggle, that's going to put them behind and going to force them to pass quite a bit in games, especially late in the game. I just think getting 7.5 to 1 is a fantastic price on a Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson offense. So it is definitely a bet I'm at least going to put a few free bets on. Finally, my favorite season-long special for the NFC North is Jared Goff to throw 30 passing touchdowns in the regular season at plus 200. Last year, he had 29. He missed it by 1 touchdown, but that's because of this man right here. Jamal Williams led the NFL with rushing touchdowns, 17 rushing touchdowns. He is now off in New Orleans, and they draft Jahmyr Gibbs, who has fantastic pass catching stats in college. I just think that they've added a weapon in the passing game that people are not going to suspect with Gibbs. I think that with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Marvin Jones, we know he can score the touchdown. Sam Laporta, I think this offense starts throwing the ball a ton, and I think Goff gets over that 30 passing TD number with ease. Short and sweet here for the NFC North. As always, drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. We are done with 2 of the NFC, all of the AFC. We only have 2 of these videos left. Let me know if you want to see any more content before the NFL season kicks off. And as always, I love you all. See you later.